Some guitar playing on YouTube. 14 minutes and you just... So it's been an interesting week for me, YouTube. You haven't seen me on camera in a minute. I was sitting there at work one day. Well, really sitting there doing my job, you know what I'm saying? And lo and behold, a customer comes in with two little kids. Being as little kids are, they're curious about the world. They ask their adult, looks like the guardian that's taking them there or whatever, to eat. What's he doing? Lady goes, he's cleaning the tables. That's his job. He does that for a living. Sad, isn't it? And of course she was talking about me and what I was doing. I'm like, really now? Now, as opinionated as I am on YouTube, I could have handled that a bunch of different ways. Instead, I chose to ignore the comments. Kind of mumbled to myself, there are worse jobs out there. Although, dirty jobs, for instance, one particular episode, they're making church bells, and part of making church bells is you have to shovel horse shit into clay to cast a mold to pour molten bell bronze into and what have you. Shoveling horse poo to make a church bell. Go figure. Of course, then, by the end of it, I was like, whatever, you know. As I was walking to the Quarter Beers the other night, a couple cute girls drove by. One of them leans out the passenger window, looks at me and says, "Where's Waldo?" I looked at her like, "Waldo's a book series." And she goes, "Where's Waldo?" And she kept saying it, and saying it, and saying it, and saying it, and then she drove off. And I'm like, if that was your attempt at flirting with me, honey, let's start off with introductions. My name is Josh. What's your name? Oh, wait. You didn't hear me. You're driving off. You don't care. Last time I got the quarter beers, though, I didn't care. I was like, fuck it. I get them a quarter beers like I always do. The bartender offered me another one, and I said, "Oh, I'm good for now, man. Thank you. If I have any more, I won't be able to walk home." So, yeah, I got to a point where I knew I was too drunk, and if I were to have walked home from the bar, I would have staggered. Not the cops would have said shit about me staggering home anyway. And they have a couple of times. They've stopped me walking home drunk. Can I see your ID? Okay, here's your ID. Have a good night. It's like, well, at least I'm not driving, officer. It could be worse, couldn't it? Now, when that situation with the lady went down, I could have handled that 10 different ways, YouTube. She's sitting there basically insulting me. Yet, I didn't hear her complain about the table when it was cleaned off and stuff. She still sat down, and still consumed the food, so, what the hell she's griping about. I was over it by the end of the day. Anyway, I'm just reflecting upon this for you, YouTube, because it takes a couple of days, and you think to yourself, man, it's not worth bitching about. Then, a couple of things that happen later. It's like, I'm riding my bike home from work today. My hand smacks a goddamn sign as I'm riding my bike. What ends up happening is, as you can see, cutting my pinky. That didn't feel too good. Luckily, that was not my fronting hand. That would have really sucked. Didn't feel too good. I stopped. I got up off my bike. I looked at the sign that fucking hit me. I gave it a couple hard punches. And I said, fucking hit me again, you little bitch. See how far I fucking get you. And then I gave it a couple more good hits, and then I was on my bike and on my way home. I didn't break my wrist doing it or nothing. It just felt good doing that. Watching an autistic beat up an inanimate object. People would have saw that. If they did, it's like, hey, grab the popcorn. Here comes the show. Grab the popcorn. Here comes the show. Now, I've had moments like that where, I'm just like, really? And I'm not shitting you. And here's the thing. Right after she said, oh, that's his job. He does it for a living. Sad, isn't it? I could have handled that 10 different ways. I could have been like, well, I'm sorry my job's not glamorous enough for you. What is your job? What do you do for a living? And she would have said she's retired. I would have been like, see, you don't work at all, so shut up. But no, then I know what would have happened if anything would have popped off, being our typical society that we live in. Anytime anything pops off anywhere, people whip out their fucking smartphones, film it, and put it on YouTube. And what would have happened, worst case scenario, someone would pull out their smartphone and film me going off on the lady with her, you know what I'm saying? And then they would have put it up on YouTube, and I would have probably gotten fired for overreacting. And I would have been, you know what I'm saying? So I chose to keep my mouth shut for the most part. My side comment was the least worst I could have done by saying, yeah, there are worse jobs out there. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I don't treat customers like crap. So why why the fuck justifies them treating me like crap? And then I'm cleaning the lobby the day after, and someone decides, for all annoying purposes, to leave a fucking pamphlet about Jesus on the fucking table. Blah, 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 Baptist Church. I'm like, I picked it. This is what I did. This is how I reacted to it. I picked it up. Baptist Church. Oh, that's adorable. I tore it up into several pieces and threw it away in the trash can. And I said, patience, Lucifer, for they know not what they do. And I kept about my day. See, here's the thing. I could have been a dick and ripped it up in front of the customers right in front of them, but I didn't. I waited till they were gone. And even if I noticed them leaving it, I still would have waited till they were gone. Not every customer that comes into Wendy's is a fucking Jesus freak. Pardon my language. Okay, so I'm thinking about customers in the future who come in, sit down, and they go, "What the fuck is this?" Their faith might be different. They might be a Catholic, and you're trying to convert them to baptism. Shame on you. You know what I'm saying, you two. And these are the same fuck. They've done it before. This is the same fucking church has done it before. And it gets really annoying when a whole bunch of them come in, and then one after another. Several tables just have them on there. And it's like, look, dude, okay, I don't give a shit if you're Baptist or not. Okay, if it helps you sleep better at night, awesome. But the customers I'm working with probably aren't going to want to deal with it, for one thing. And for another thing, I sure as hell don't want to fucking deal with it. One more thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. One more thing. No. 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 And of course, today, the men's restroom was reported clogged. I get up off my trash run, and one of my managers goes, "Hey, Josh, men's restroom's clogged. Have fun." I'm like, "Thanks." Grabbed the plunger, unclogged the toilet, flushed it down the toilet. Went in there, mopped up the water. All done according to company procedure. Got my hands sanitized. Everything's good to go. And I took care of it. You know, as I was sitting there mopping up the water, I'm thinking to myself, "Oh yeah, that lady's a real smart ass, isn't she?" No, but the thing of it is, I don't go to her fucking place of business and talk crap about her when she's working, do I? No. And this is the thing, is I don't even know who this lady is. She just comes in with two kids to feed them and shit, and fucking talk shit about me at my fucking job. Like, really now? Yet, I didn't hear her say one word at me when I gave her a look like, really? And then kind of just walked away. I just gave her a look. I didn't say nothing, you know, and that's just the thing is, at the end of the day, she's a customer coming in to eat. So, what the fuck am I going to complain about? You know what I'm saying? And the word is nothing because she's providing us for business. You see what I'm saying, you two? However, you know, that's just, and I'll give you an example here. Case in point. There's a video going viral on YouTube of some lady going off on somebody in a Starbucks restaurant. All the lady did was ask for a cookie straw, and she didn't give the person her name, and then that did it, by golly. And she flips the fuck out, and someone filmed it on camera. Starbucks corporate saw that. They gave the lady who was yelled at in question $100 Starbucks gift card for her inconvenience, and they may or may not have fired the manager. But that's just the thing. Someone whipped out their phone and filmed the lady flipping out on a customer like that. And I go, okay, I've seen what YouTube can do to people. And, you know, when that lady made that snide remark about me, I kind of shrugged it off. And customers that were there to witness that saw me handle that like I'm stuttering. Good Lord. Oh, me. Good Lord, oh, me. See, I see myself as a god. I don't worship some unseen sky god. Fuck that nonsense. I see myself, and I worship myself as a god. And you may think to yourself, that's vain and narcissistic, but you know what? What's your belief? Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Um, no, but customers saw the way I handled that shit, and they're like, dude, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Eh. Only to be plunging shit and cleaning, you know, only to be unclogging the toilet to flush shit down the toilet the 2 days later. You know, at the end of the day, at least I can say I'm trying to be a productive member of society and maintain a job and the status quo and all that good shit. You know. And on top of that, I understand the same day I got insulted by that lady for, you know, that snide remark. That very same day, I ended up staying late to help out because they were shorthanded and they needed it. So, what does that tell you? That that lady can keep talking shit. I'm a hard worker. Exactly. You know what I'm saying, you two. I'm like, you know, I didn't appreciate the comments. You know, if you got a problem, say it to my face. On all those two little girls did. They're coming in there to eat pie with their grandmother. I'm assuming it was their grandmother. You know, and I don't fucking know their story or their situation or who they are. All one of them did was, what's he doing? Oh, he's cleaning the tables. This is his job. He does it for a living. Sad, isn't it? This kind of crap happens to me quite often. Not as often as it needs. No, it doesn't need to happen, but it happens. Only to walk to the fucking sandbar and have some cute young thing make fun of me for shipping my glasses. And that was her way of flirting. It's like, honey, it's a horrible way of flirting. I mean, you know, Waldo. It's more like Ozzy Osbourne. Goddamn it. And it took me a minute. I'm sitting there walking to the sandbar like, why the fuck did some girl just lean out the window and say, "Where's Waldo" to me several times before driving off? It doesn't make any sense. I'm sitting there like, oh, I get it. She's making fun of the shape of my glasses. Oh, that's cute. And the thing of it is, I'm not wearing Waldo colors. I'm dressed in my usual get-up, all black. I have my trip shorts on, my spiked chains and shit. I'm sitting like, what the fuck is this person's problem? I'm like, if that was problem, wow, I didn't say problem right. Oh, speech impediment, stuttering. Bleh. But yeah, I'm like, oh, that's real cool. See, if you're gonna flirt with me, you know, I suppose it's a better alternative to being called a creeper. But because I've been called that in the past too. And that did for a couple of years affect my confidence of women being, what I'm saying. But I'm like, fuck that. That's my past. I got over it, and it helped a little bit. But going from being called a creeper to, where's Waldo? Where's Waldo? Waldo's a book series. I don't know. What the fuck is this? Is this, hey, like, if you want my fucking number, want me to buy you a drink, you don't have to fucking pull the Where's Waldo bullshit if you're 21 years of age or older. As I don't contribute, I do not, repeat, I do not contribute alcohol to minors. Fuck that shit. I don't do that. It's against the law. And it's stupid. If you're under, no, I mean, it's one thing if, you have access to it. I guess, who am I to fucking talk? When I was underage, I was drinking when I was underage. But by the time you're 21, you know what I'm saying, you just legally buy it, and don't matter shit. I mean, I'm 24 and I still get carded at the fucking liquor store. Imagine that. You ever get people in a room together and all they do is talk about their fucking problems, and it's like they're comparing them sometimes. And that shit gets annoying too. People will be like, you think you got problems, and blah 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 blah. Another person goes, well, you think you got problems, blah 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 blah. Okay, nobody should complain about their problems because everybody has problems to some degree, whether small or big. And true, some problems are worse than others, but the thing of it is, everyone's got problems. So you're sitting there bitching about your problems like it's, bullshit, you two. It's bullshit. I go through some crap and I go, could be worse. And I dropped my Zippo. Well, it's a good thing it went out before it hit my chair, isn't it? Nice going, you Aspie. And I got some pipe tobacco to last me, maybe 2-3 days at the most, but I'm looking at, well, right about now, after this cigarette right here, I got like 4 cigarettes left till payday, and I get paid, well, if not counting today. If you're not counting today, I get paid in 3 days. But if you're counting today, then 4 days, yeah, so, you know. Payday, payday, payday. Despite all the crap you go through with your job, YouTube, it doesn't matter what job you have, everyone's going to have some degree of crap to put up with at their job. And that paycheck makes it worth it, you know what I'm saying? You best believe that pack would be gone by today. They're ain't gonna fucking trying to save 4 cigarettes and trying to make that shit last 3 days. These Marlboro Special Blend Reds are pretty delicious, actually. Obviously, I haven't quit guitar. I've thought about it a couple times, but obviously I haven't quit guitar. Otherwise, I wouldn't have opened the video for some guitar playing. People do courageous things all the time. One courageous act versus another is not comparable. Courage and courageousness come in different forms, YouTube. Because people are making a huge stink about Caitlyn Jenner being courageous, and people are saying she's not courageous. This Iraq War veteran's courageous. That person lost a couple limbs. They're more courageous, and it's like, oh my god, people. Two separate fucking issues. And it's fucking annoying, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna do a Caitlyn Jenner joke because I can. Caitlyn Jenner is driving a Trans Am. There's a song on the radio. Can you guess which song it is, YouTube? You look like a lady. That song. It's like, and that's exactly what I was getting at. Is courageousness comes in different forms, but people immediately got to jump to social media and be asses about it. And people are making the biggest deal about it, and it's like, well, look, if Kim Kardashian farted, it'd be headline news everywhere. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, YouTube. What's rather funny, though, is Family Guy was making jokes about it before his sex change even happened. Go figure. Gotta have a sense of humor, YouTube. And some people are going to be grossed out by the idea of Bruce Jenner getting a sex change. It just is what it is, you know, like it or not. You know, you can't change people. You know, if you're weirded out by it, that's you. You know what I'm saying? But you don't got to be an ass about it. That's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, like I said, you know, it's like I said, courageous. People call me courageous for making a YouTube video because of my Asperger's syndrome. I go, that's nothing. That's nothing compared to some of the more courageous things people have done throughout history. I'm just saying. And what Dr. Martin Luther King did was courageous. What I'm doing is just filming a fucking YouTube video. You see what I'm saying? I don't give a shit. Okay, if you're white, I don't give a shit if you have a cousin or friends that are black. Don't use the N word. I'm sorry, but that annoys the fuck out of me. White people using the N word. Like, if you're doing it to sound gangster, okay, I can understand they trying to be cool and hip hoppy. You know what I'm saying? Watch out. But even I don't. Even with the A at the end instead of the ER, you know, it's just an issue I don't want to deal with. Like cracker please instead of saying the N word. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. I mean, if the African American culture wants to use it, that's their choice, I guess. But that's a pet peeve of mine. I find that shit really fucking annoying. It makes me want to knock that racist bastard's teeth out with a steel toe. Just saying. I mean, it'd be nice if the racism in this country would fucking stop, because there are bigger fucking problems out there. But people find out there's going to be a black stormtrooper in the new Star Wars, and people freak the fuck out. Like, really? That's fucking sad, yo. I'm just saying. Apparently, there was a shooting in a church a couple days ago. God damn. Ain't that some shit? Where's your God now? You say God loves all his children. What good is your sky God if you can't protect his children in their own house of worship? And, you know, it's unfortunate when shit like that happens, YouTube. It really is. But this is why we need stricter gun control, background checks, and all that. When I got my side-by-side shotgun, I didn't just walk out of it with there. They did a background check. They called the FBI to make sure I wasn't wanted or nothing, and then they went and called the Casper Police Department to let them know that another firearm is being sold out the door. And then I signed some paperwork, showed them my ID, they have the proper address where I'm living. If your ID doesn't have the proper address, you gotta get one of those, and then you fork up the cash. They give it to you disassembled in a box. You're on your way. I wouldn't mind owning a pistol, but all right with the gun I have right now. Because that shotgun of mine, I shit you not, cost $420. And I bought it on 420, April 20th, the anniversary of the Columbine shooting. Go fucking figure. I then got to smoke 4 bowls at 420 to celebrate the occasion. There's a big difference between standing your ground and pulling a mass shooting. This is the problem with people who hate guns, or who are being paid by the media, or who are known for bitching about them. They say guns are the problem. Well, I have a gun sitting in my apartment. It's not doing nothing but sitting there. I wonder if it'll be able to subconsciously develop a brain, a heartbeat, lungs to breathe, feet and legs and hands and arms and all that shit to be able to pick itself up, load itself, and shoot me. Doesn't look like it. It's just sitting there. People say all guns are, and then when people make the ignorant statement, like, guns are designed to kill people, and that's it. Hunting. clay pigeons, cowboy action shooting, shotgun tree trimming. Did I mention hunting? Okay. But of course, when we talk about gun control, gun-loving Republicans shit their britches. They run for the hills with their dicks in one hand, grabbing their gun in the other hand, and start jerking themselves off. If it's a woman, probably fingering their twat, saying, "You can't take our guns away. Man, they're constitutional rights. Constitutional rights." Okay, we're not saying we're going to take your guns away. We're saying that maybe idiots, and I do say idiots, like the one who shot up the church just recently, idiots like him don't get their hands on a pistol. Just a thought. Here's how it turns out. The father says, fuck it, let's give him a pistol for his 21st birthday. And, his son's thought patterns are racist, to say the least. And he's a member of this and that, and it's just horrible when you hear the backstory. And you want to give him a gun. Fucking great. So here's what's going to happen. That just happened. The shooting that just happened. And you're also making guns look bad. And way to continuously fuel the religious hate war for it. Way to fucking go. And then you get all these horrible stories. So people go, well, that's not it. That's not the only story. You see these parents, their kids, they're like 2 and 3 and 4 years old. They get a hold of the gun and they shoot themselves or their brother or their parent or whatever. And it's like, oh. Obviously, if you have kids in your house and you have guns, have some common sense. Don't just fucking leave them loaded and out and about for your kid to get a hold of. Put them in a gun safe somewhere. Lock them away where your kid can't get a reach of them. And if you have to, keep the gun safe in your room. Next to you, next to your bedside. See what I'm saying? That way, if all you hear a noise, someone trying to break into your house. I understand why a lot of people have guns. You gotta protect stand your ground, you know what I'm saying? I get that. Okay? But you'd make guns look a whole lot less evil if, the accidents weren't happening. And you take away the accidents, maybe some stricter gun control, some idiots aren't getting a hold of guns, and smart people are getting a hold of guns instead, Or that one idiot who was a fucking mall cop, of all things. He was hitting on some girl, and she rejected his sexual advances. He gets fired from his job as a result of it. And he shoots her in the back 3 times. Now, before you do something, wait a second. What the fuck? Really? And the sad part of it is the dude was married. Oh. And what's even more ironic is you got his wife taking pictures of him walking around fucking Target with his gun on his back, loaded, exercising his Second Amendment rights. And it's like, oh my fucking god. People. Okay, I like guns. I think they're awesome. Okay? But they can do some destructive things. Screwdrivers aren't used to kill people. Their initial use is to screw things in. But you can stab someone in the fucking eye and scoop it out the insides of their skull from their eye socket with a screwdriver. That's a bit sadistic, isn't it? Aye, that it is, that it is. That just proves my point. YouTube. Screwdrivers aren't used to kill people, but they can be. Guns don't have to be used to kill people, they really don't. I mean, do you think they were sitting there at the round table, the knights going, maybe we should ban swords because they're killing people? Nonsense. We create swords to protect ourselves. In case of blah, 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 blah. Do you remember A Brief History briefly when American history when alcohol was illegal, what did it do? What exactly did alcohol prohibition do? It put money in the hands of cartels. People were going through illegal dealers to buy it. Once it became legal, you're allowed to go to like a bar or a liquor store to get it. And it's the same thing with marijuana prohibition. People are going to dealers to get it, but now it's slowly becoming legalized. You go to a dispensary to get it. And once it's completely legal across the board and no bullshit, they might have bars that will serve like a hookah lounge or something. You know what I'm saying? You just smoke pot and listen to music and shit. Yeah. So I don't know about you two, but I'm sick and tired of the shootings in our country. But I personally have no control over that because I'm not the person who may attempt to do it. But if you're thinking about doing it, here's some things you can consider before doing it. One, what usually ends up happening is you end up turning the gun on yourself at the end of it, getting shot by the cops, or going to prison the rest of your life. And those three options don't sound appealing to me. Two, you may have some grudge against society, some anger issues to work out. But at the end of the fucking day, is it worth someone else's life? And three, if it is, turn the gun on yourself before you turn it on someone else. The way I see it. So, that's life in a nutshell right there. You're gonna put up with some crap, but that's what makes it so enjoyable, doesn't it? So I'm sitting there going, if I were to complain about my circumstances when people are losing family members left and right to gun violence, I'd have no room to complain. Just saying, you two.